I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
Midday Muscle, Tyler, RX Muscle. Believe it or not, the Chicago Pro is only about 2 months away now. And if you're a Jon Delarosa fan, that means the wait to see your guy make his big return is finally almost over after a nearly 3-year-long sabbatical. Up to this point, a lot of the early buzz in the Open has centered on the potential showdown between Blessing Awadibu and Justin Shear, who's also looking fantastic ahead of his pro debut in his own right. But if Jon shows up at his best here, he's got enough weapons at his disposal to hold his own with anyone, regardless of how long he's been away. As you may already know, Jon is not the only one coming off a long layoff who people are anxious to see, because I think we're going to see a lot of attention get shifted in Regan Grimes' direction over the next few months, now that we've heard from his camp that he's planning to make his season debut at the Yamamoto Cup in Italy, set to take place in just over 9 weeks. In some respects, the extended off-season feels like it could be a double-edged sword here because, on one hand, it gave him plenty of time to focus on doing what he needed to do to make improvements, but on the other hand, it also raises the bar for expectations, which means that people will be expecting to see some fireworks here, even after 4th of July. But if he can deliver, or possibly even come out of this with a win, I don't think there's going to be any doubts about whether or not taking this time off was the right play in the long run. And now on the flip side of the proverbial coin, Eryk Kaluzinski has had anything but an extended off-season. But that doesn't seem to be hurting him in the progress department based on some of the things we've been seeing from his camp lately. Over the last month or so, he looks like he's just exploded in terms of the amount of size he's put on. But the thing that makes it really impressive here is the way that he's been able to keep himself in relatively decent shape, maintaining clean lines throughout the whole process. I guess we'll find out soon enough if that will be enough to move him past Ramon and potentially challenge Chris for a shot at the title. But if I were an Urs fan right now, I would love what I'm seeing right now. And at the very least, I know that he was pulling out all the stops, which is all you could ask for at the end of the day. Come on. Now Nick Walker is in a similar boat to Urs in the sense that he's also competed at the Arnold back in March, which means that he's had a compressed timeline to make mid-season improvements heading into the Olympia this fall. That said, you wouldn't be able to tell that based off of his progress. According to the latest report from his camp, Nick's weight is still floating around 292 right now, which is wild when you take into account how lean he is, the fact that he looks like he's put on some much quality muscle since his Arnold prep. And as we mentioned before, whether this bigger and better approach will be the way to go to get him back into contention remains to be seen. But there's something to be said for the fact that he's willing to keep reinventing himself like this year over and over. And you know that you're going to get the absolute best that he has to offer every time this guy hits the stage. How we feeling? That's the end of another Midday Muscle. Thanks for still watching. Hey, have a good rest of your day.